Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be showing you how to do this herringbone stitch bag. Please remember to like this video and go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so as yet. And let's get right into it.
So what you'll need is your yarn. I'll be using a 5mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, your crochet marker, and a crochet needle. And I'll of course leave links in the description box below so that you can also find these items. Now to get started, we're going to pull a good amount of the yarn for our tail. And this is actually going to be pretty important. Now once you've done that, go ahead and put that to the side. And then I want you to make a slip knot. To do that, insert your crochet hook and wrap it around. Then place it under the working yarn and pull it through. And you can make your slip knot however you're most comfortable. And for this project, I'm going to be using 24 chain stitches. So place your hook under the working yarn and pull it through the loop that's already there. And that's how you make a chain stitch. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 25 here. I'm gonna go ahead and make 19 more chain stitches, and I'll see you when we're at the 24th chain stitch. Now after doing 24 chain stitches, in the second chain from the hook, I want you to go ahead and do a single crochet. To do a single crochet, hook your crochet hook to the working yarn and pull up a loop. Then we're going to hook it again to the working yarn and pull it through both loops. Now that's a single crochet. And in that same stitch, I want you to do one more single crochet. Now we have 2 single crochets in this stitch. In the others, we're going to do 1 single crochet until we're at the last stitch here. So one, 1, 1, 1, and continue doing 1 single crochet until we're at the end, and I'll see you when we're here. Now we've completed a single crochet in each stitch except the last chain stitch. In that stitch, we're going to go ahead and do 4 single crochets. Now we've completed 4 single crochets. We're going to go ahead and do 1 single crochet in the stitch beside it. So that's here. And we're going to continue doing 1 single crochet in each stitch going all the way down. So continue doing 1 single crochet until you're at the end, and I'll see you when we're at the last stitch. Now in the last stitch, Where we already would have had 2 single crochets, we're going to go ahead and do 2 single crochets in the last stitch here. Now we're going to go ahead and close out the round by inserting our hoop here into this stitch. So make this a little bit larger and insert your hook from the back. Hook the hoop to the crochet hook, and then you're just going to go ahead and pull that through. Now remember, in this stitch we have 4 stitches. Those stitches are 1, 2, right here we have 3, and this is our 4th stitch. Now in the first stitch, which is here, go ahead and insert your hook in the middle of that stitch, pushing it through all the way to the back. Hook it to the working yarn and pull it through. Place both loops on your crochet hook and complete a single crochet. And that's how you start the second round. Now for this round, we're going to do 2 stitches in each of these 4 stitches here. So we already have one. Let's do another. And in the next stitch, go ahead and complete 2 single crochets. So remember, insert it in the middle and push it all the way through to the back. Hook it to the working yarn and pull through a loop and complete that single crochet. And then of course, go ahead and complete another single crochet inside that same stitch. Now in each of the stitches going down, we're going to do 1 single crochet. So 1, 1, 1. Now continue doing 1 single crochet until we're at the end here where we had 4 single crochets in this stitch. And I'll see you when we're done. And now once you're at this end and you've completed 1 single crochet in each stitch going down, in each of the stitches up here, we're going to do 2 single crochet in each stitch. So we had 4 stitches in that stitch, so we're going to do 2 single crochets in each of the next 4 stitches. So we've done 2 here. One, 2. One, 2, and in the last we're going to do 2 single crochets. Now once you've done 2 single crochets in each stitch going around, we're going to do 1 single crochet inside each stitch until we're at the end here. So remember, place your hook inside the stitch all the way through to the back. pull up a loop and complete your single crochet. Now continue doing that all the way down until we're at the end here. Now in the last 2 stitches of the round, we're going to be completing 2 single crochet in each stitch. Now we already did 2 stitches on this end, and we're going to do the last 2 over here. And now we're going to close out the round as we did previously. So make this hoop a little larger. Insert the hook from the back of this stitch. Hook the hoop to the crochet hook and pull it through. Now in the next stitch, which is here, we're going to be doing 2 single crochets inside that stitch. So pull through a loop and complete 1 single crochet, and then do another. And in the stitch beside that, we're going to do 1 single crochet. Now in the next stitch, we're going to do 2 single crochets. And in the stitch beside that, we're going to do 1. So that's pretty much the pattern for this round. 2 single crochets and then 1, 2 single crochets and then 1. And we're going to do that down here as well. But in the stitches in between that, we're just going to do 1 single crochet. So continue doing 1 single crochet in each stitch, and I'll see you when we're down here. On this end, we're going to do that exact same pattern. So 2 single crochets in the first stitch. And 1 single crochet in the stitch beside it. 2 single crochets in the next stitch. And 1 single crochet in the stitch beside it. 2. And 1. 2. And 1. And then we're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch going down until we're at the end. So continue doing that, and I'll see you when we're down here. Now on this end, we're going to do that exact same pattern. So 2 single crochets in this stitch, and then 1, 2 single crochets, and then 1. Now make this hoop a little bigger, insert the hook from the back, and we're just going to close out the round as we've done previously. Now in the first stitch, we're going to go ahead and complete 1 single crochet. So the first stitch is here, insert your hook and pull through a loop. And in the stitch beside that, we're going to do 1 single crochet. And then in this stitch here, where there are only 1 single crochets, we're going to do 2 single crochet inside that stitch. So 1, 2. So that's the pattern for this round. We're going to do 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then 2, 1, 1, and then 2. A great way to identify how you're going to do this round is that where there were 2 single crochets in one stitch, we're going to do 1 single crochet atop each, and where there was only 1 single crochet, we're going to do 2 single crochets inside that stitch. So 1, 1, and then 2, 1, 2, and of course in each of the stitches going down until we're at this end, we're going to do 1 single crochet. I'll see you when we're down here. Now on this end, we're going to continue with that pattern. So we're going to do 1 single crochet here, and 1 single crochet here, and then here where we only have 1 single crochet inside this stitch, we're going to do 2 single crochets. And we're going to continue that going all around. So 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. And then continue doing 1 single crochet in each of the other stitches going down. So 1, 1, and I'll see you when we're at this end. And on this end, we're going to continue with the pattern that we've been doing from the start. So right here where you see 2 single crochets inside this stitch, we're going to do 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Now make this hoop a little larger and close out the round as we normally would. And this is our base, guys. Now we're gonna leave this end for a minute. And down here, do you remember when we had pulled that very long tail? Now we're gonna use that tail to make a seam going all the way down. So in this stitch right here, hook your crochet hook to the working yarn and pull through a loop. And then you're gonna complete a slip stitch. Now insert your hook into the second stitch there, pull up another loop, and pull that loop through the loop already on the hook. And we're gonna do that going all the way down. So continue doing the slip stitches until we're down here. See the slip stitches going all the way down? In that last stitch here, hook it to the working yarn and pull it through, but I want you to pull it all the way through. Now there's a bit of a hole here, so I want you to use your crochet needle and thread it with the tail. And what we're going to do is, in the stitch right above it, which is here, we're just going to insert the needle. And pull it all the way through. And then we're going to insert the needle again, and if you can, place it through this stitch. And then we're going to go in this stitch right here just to tighten. So now there is no space. And this is pretty much how our base will look. Now it's very important that you leave the tail of the yarn on the inside here, because we're going to be using it in future rounds as well. Now after completing your base, you'll notice that it has a natural bend to it, like that. Now I like to get my base completely flat. To do that, I'm going to apply a steam treatment. Now you can use a cloth. I'll be using a t-shirt. And what you can do is place your base inside whatever it is that you're using. And we're just going to flatten it there. And then use a steam iron to apply steam to it as well as heat. Now the steam and the heat is going to help to flatten your base completely. So now you'll see that the base is completely flat. There is no bend to it, and we can go ahead and move forward with the pattern for this bag. Now in doing the herringbone stitch, in that first stitch right there, I want you to insert your crochet hook, hook it to the working yarn and pull up a loop. And then you're going to complete a single crochet. Now on the stitch right here, I want you to go ahead and place a marker. And then I want you to insert your hook at the top of this stitch here, but also insert the hook at the top of the next stitch here. So we're going to go through here as well as up here, hook it to the working yarn and pull through a loop. And now with 3 loops on our hook, we're going to complete the stitch. Hook it again to the outer portion of the stitch on the third one. Hook it to the top of this stitch here. Pull up a loop, and with 3 loops on our hook, we're going to complete the stitch. Right? And this is pretty much how we're going to do the stitch going all around. Now continue doing that, going all the way around, and I'll see you when we're here. Now we've completed the pattern going all around, and we're just gonna complete that in the last few stitches as well. So we're gonna do what we've been doing before, where we insert or crochet hook in this third loop here, insert it into the next stitch and pull up a loop. And with 3 loops on our hook, we're just going to grab the working yarn and pull it through all 3. And we're going to do that until we're at the very end. Now that we've completed the pattern in that last stitch, to close out the round, we're going to insert the hook into this 3rd loop here. But what we're going to do is that we're going to be releasing the working yarn. You can go ahead and put that to the side. And remember the tail of the yarn that I told you was going to be really important, that we had left on the inside of the bag previously? That's what we're going to use to close out the round. Now what I want you to do is to remove your marker. And at the top of that stitch where the marker was, go ahead and insert your hook. Hook it to the tail, this part, the tail of the yarn. And we're going to pull that all the way through, all 3 loops. Going to pull it all the way through until it comes out completely. So here it is. And then you're just going to move that closer together to the stitch right here. And then in the top of this stitch, which is right beside where the stitch where our marker would have been, in the top of that stitch, we're going to insert our hook from the back. Hook it to that tail of the yarn, and we're also going to pull it all the way through. So pull it all the way. And once you've pulled it all the way through, in the stitch right here, which would have been the last stitch of the round, we're going to go ahead and insert our hook in the middle of it. Now from the back, you can see it right here. Insert your hook from the bottom of the stitch right through the middle. And then you're going to hook it to the tail. And you're going to pull it through. Now if you want the stitch to appear seamless, then you can go ahead and use this method. Now I'm going to be completing this stitch pattern in part 2 of this video, which I will be linking in the cards above as well as in the description box below, so you can go ahead and check that out. If you have any questions for me, go ahead and leave that in the comment section below. Please remember to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Bye!